All eyes once again on the Senate, which is set to resume today its probe into the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Cabinet officials will attend the hearing after skipping the previous inquiry. For more on this, let's bring in Hannah T, who is monitoring developments at the Senate. Hannah, what can you tell us so far?
George, cabinet officials are expected to face questions on their role or lack thereof in the arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla and Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo are among those who confirmed their attendance. Also joining are Prosecutor General Richard Fadulion, who was earlier targeted by a subpoena request, and DMW Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak. Retired Supreme Court Justice Adolfo Azcuna is also attending. But George, it's worth noting that there's no confirmation if CIDG Director Nicolas Torre, who led the March 11 arrest, will show up. Senate President Cheese Escudero earlier said his attendance is essential to clarify details of the arrest. In total, over a dozen officials are expected to appear at today's third hearing, led by Senator Amy Marcos. It can be recalled that cabinet officials skipped the last hearing, citing executive privilege, and Senator Amy then requested for subpoenas. Escudero facilitated talks with Malacanang and Senator Amy and says no subpoenas are needed. George, the committee is also unsure if Vice President Sara Duterte will join today's probe. VP Sara previously said she's open to answering questions, particularly on the Hong Kong event, the last public appearance of the former president before the arrest, and her father's return to Manila. The Vice President returned to the Philippines this weekend after nearly a month of staying in The Hague, Netherlands for her father. But she did appear via Zoom in the first Senate probe. George?
Well, Hannah, what exactly are senators expecting to hear from these officials?
George, officials are expected to respond to Senator Amy's claims, particularly that ICC personnel visited the country last year to conduct a drug war investigation. She also claimed that documents were requested from the government, including autopsies and hospital records, despite the DOJ's insistence that they did not cooperate with the ICC. Another issue on the table is the private jet that took the former president to The Hague, Netherlands, and Senator Amy wants clarity on who owns it and if it had clearance. Back to you, George.
We'll be airing the hearing here on the Billionaire News Channel. Meantime, thank you for that report, Hannah T.